Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Mike, aka the Crypto Niggas, coming to you again, once again with a Veve video. Just want to put something on you all's radar for my lucky subscribers, something that we want to think about. As I mentioned from time to time, we like to position ourselves before the wave, before there's a run on certain things. Now, something that's kind of going overlooked in the community, or tends to be forgotten in these down times, and always chasing the next shiny object or the new drop, we forget some things. But anyway, this is a video, a clip from a interview not too long ago done with David Yu, the CEO of the company and one of the founders. It's labeled "What is KYB?" You can find it on the Ecomi Veve Omi page. I don't believe this is the official Ecomi YouTube page, although I am subscribed to both of them apparently. But I will link this in the description of this video. You can take a listen to it yourself. But a few points that I did want to make was that when you listen to this, he specifically named some things that he says that hedge funds are looking for and do. Number one, if you did not know, hedge funds do collect collectibles and comics in the real world. He says that they buy those things. Also, he states that they do get emails and they do get calls from either hedge funds or big money whales, whatever you want to call it, about collectibles and things now, and they have in the past. So for me, that simply says that they have already been reached by big money who basically wanted to skip the drop process or skip going through the market and just wanted to go straight to the source and say, let us get X, Y, and Z. We're willing to pay this for that. And, that's that. But David Yu, being the person that he is and seeing, things way down the line and what he's creating, they basically turn these they turn the big money down, they turn the whales down, they turn the hedge funds down. They let them know that that's not what we're doing at the moment. And then that's why we're seeing things like artworks come up, as well. I don't believe that these would be the only things that hedge funds will come looking for, because it's also in the video, back into this video. David Yu does mention that the hedge funds, they will go for pretty much for things that are high in price and scarcity. So one thing we know for sure, that these are one of ones, so that's check, scarcity, and automatically high price. As we see, this one was 28,000, the winner with Dr. Profit. So obvious, that's probably something that the hedge funds would be at. But he also mentioned that not only would they just go for things that are high price and scarce, they also will look for things that are significant. Okay, so what's significant on the app? We all know that Todd is very significant, being the first NFT for Veve, and also the first Batman NFT or the first DC. Anyway, we know it checks a lot of significant marks. Now, would that be significant to the hedge funds down the road? We do not know. But the point of this video, like I said, I just wanted to get to is this one particular brand that we tend to forget that is pretty major. That is a pretty major IP. Even, I won't necessarily say beyond Disney because of sales, but just thinking about it is like, how do you have that IP? You wouldn't necessarily thought about it to begin with. And I didn't think about it until it happened, is the United States Postal Service. You get a governmental branch license to be able to, make NFTs for a governmental branch. I don't know where else this is happening in the NFT space. If it's happening somewhere else, please drop it in the comments, and I will have no issue checking it out. But anyway, we have, all these here. Of course, the very first stamp collection is the Day of the Dead. That's another thing in this video. When you go back and listen to it, David specifically says that he speaks to hedge funds and big money whales. I like to just say big money, but anyway, he has spoken to plenty of them, and he knows them personally to have stamp collections. Okay, he specifically said stamps. He specifically said significance. He said high price. He said scarcity. Okay, well, this is significant because this is the first stamp drop on Veve, and the ultra rare is currently sitting at $98 at the floor price, and it's 4,666 editions. Okay, first, so you got significance, scarcity, not necessarily scarce to the current user base, but things continue down the road, NFTs and digital collectibles continue to become mass adopted. Under 5,000 is very scarce in considering. But the one that I really have on my radar and I'm really taking a look at, and I need to probably go ahead and sell out with my convictions and stack these stamps, presidential stamps. The main two, the ultra rare from this collection, as you can see, I do own the Abraham Lincoln. I'm down on it currently. I think I purchased mine about around 50 or so, 48. Didn't get it on the drop, but it's 109 on listings for sales, currently 43. You have 2,800 total editions. That's not a lot. That's not a lot at all. You see that that's about almost half of what the very first stamp drop was with the what was that? The Mother of the Dead. I don't know the name of the collection exactly, but you guys follow me. So again, you want the Abraham Lincoln on your radar, and you want to pay attention to this George Washington. Of course, George Washington being the first president. Right now, it's only 93 listings out of the 2,800. Sitting at a floor of $29.50. Well, 29 gems and a half a gem, as you say. You know, the list price was $6, okay, but these are very significant stamps. Myself, I was not a fan of stamps when they first came to the app. I was like, what in the world will I do with a stamp? But it's the same thing as everything on here. I mean, what would someone do with a stamp that's collecting it in the physical? I mean, they're not going to lick it and put it onto an envelope and ship it off. They're not. You pretty much do not use it. You stash it away. You look at it from time to time and you show it off. Same thing here. So it's nothing for a hedge fund to come in and literally buy 2,800 of these at an average price about $50 per. I think 2,800 at an average price of $50 per is about $140,000. That should not be enough for a hedge fund, and they literally have all the George Washington stamps first on to appear on the blockchain, and soon as they can sell them off for probably $100 to $300 down the road. You do the math, they easily multiply their funds, multiply their money, and of course that's what they are in it for. Again, I just want to put it on your radar. Pay attention to the George Washington UR stamp, and also pay attention to the Abraham Lincoln UR stamp. Have those on your radar, because they are doing something called KYB. You go listen to this. He mentioned this. You know that we had to go through KYC, but he's saying that they have already been contacted about doing KYC for people's companies and doing it for their corporations. And he's telling them that they have to hold on. We do not offer that currently at the moment, but basically in a nutshell, that it is part of their roadmap. And it will happen. Now, don't start going and blowing up, Veve and Ecomi and the whole team and asking to win and all those things, and starting a whole lot of FUD off of that. As we know, things eventually happen with Veve. Okay, I mean, once it's said, once it's out there, it eventually happens. Now it's a matter of when, and sometimes we get impatient. But just be patient, just breathe, and just know that you are in the right place. And keep making moves even when everybody else is having a lot of fear and dumping things. Pay attention to the words that are being said in the AMAs, the words that are coming out of the founders' mouths, and just pay attention and consider those words when you are buying things on this app. Okay. I think one more thing I just found real quick is on with the Siena College Research Institute. As you can see, if those who might not know, they have a ranking of the presidents. They take a lot of things into consideration, but number one is Franklin Roosevelt. You got Lincoln number 2, Washington number 3. Significance, okay? You got significance, you got scarcity, combined together with those stamps on the Veve app, okay? They're pretty much, Washington and Lincoln are pretty much top 5 ranked presidents since you see ranking all the way back to the 80s. The only thing that'll probably beat them and make sure that you look out for it is if FDR came to the app. If Roosevelt came to the app in stamp form, you need to make sure that you're on top of it. I'll make sure I'm on top of it. Anyway, this video is going a little longer than I would like, but if you liked it, please hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. If there's anything that you think that hedge funds will be coming to this app to get besides the obvious, like a Walt or a Todd, drop it in the comment. Let's discuss it. And I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care.